Hello friends, Mr. Gallagher here reading this book of the American Symbols series. It's called The Liberty Bell, and it's by Debbie L. Yannick. This is a nonfiction book, so it has a table of contents with chapters and page numbers. If someone wanted to read just about something like the timeline of the Liberty, they could turn to page 20. Okay, first page here is a Liberty Bell Fast Facts, and gives some information that will be repeated later in the book. Here's a picture of the actual Liberty Bell from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The American symbol of freedom. The Liberty Bell is a symbol of freedom. On July 8, 1776, it rang in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. People gathered to hear the Declaration of Independence read aloud for the first time. People rang the Liberty Bell to announce America's independence from Great Britain. A new bell. In the 1700s, bells announced meetings and warned people of danger. In 1751, the State House in Philadelphia needed a new bell. Nobody in America made bells. A large copper bell was ordered from England. It weighed 2,080 pounds. This chapter is called The Bell Cracks. In September 1752, the Liberty Bell arrived in America by ship. In March 1753, the bell was hung on a stand in front of the State House. People wanted to hear the bell ring. They pulled the clapper. The Liberty Bell rang once and cracked. It only rang once. This chapter is called Fixing the Bell. John Pass and John Stowe were hired to fix the bell. They melted the bell down. They reshaped the bell in a mold. The new bell made a dull sound. Boom. Pass and Stowe melted the bell down again. In June 1753, they hung the finished bell in the State House Tower. This chapter is called The Bell Cracks Again. The Liberty Bell rang for many important events. Then in 1835, the bell cracked again. In 1846, workers fixed the crack. That year, the bell rang to celebrate George Washington's birthday. It cracked worse than before. The Liberty Bell never rang again. This chapter is called The Liberty Bell Tours the United States. In 1885, the Liberty Bell began to tour the United States. It traveled by railroad in fairs across the country. The bell made 7 trips across the United States. It stopped in nearly 400 cities. At each stop, many people came to see the Liberty Bell. This chapter is called The Liberty Bell Today. Today, the Liberty Bell is on display near Independence Hall. Independence Hall is now the name for the State House. Each 4th of July, the Liberty Bell is gently tapped with a rubber hammer. The bell is struck to honor America's freedom. And here's the timeline, the chapter I mentioned before. A line which shows the sequence of events in something's history. And here the timeline says, in 1751, the Liberty Bell is ordered from England. In 1753, the Liberty Bell cracks the first time it rings. You can see the timeline sometimes has pictures and sometimes has words. In 1753, Pass and Stowe fixed the bell twice. In 1776, the Liberty Bell rings at the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence on July 8th. In 1835, the Liberty Bell cracks again. In 1846, workers fixed the Liberty Bell for George Washington's birthday. The bell cracks again. In 1885, the Liberty Bell begins to travel around the United States. And in 1976, the Liberty Bell moves to a building across the street from Independence Hall. And then in the back, there's information about how to do an activity based on the Liberty Bell, a game. And there's a glossary or words from the book, and then some suggestions for other places to read more about the Liberty Bell.